Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Go Guzzle Gone. I know you are seeing a different setup behind me. It's because I am not in my house. I am in Maldives. Yes, the beautiful Maldives, but I'm here for a very short stay and also I am here for work. So yes, I decided to shoot this video today itself because this video content has been drumming into my head ever since, and I thought I definitely would share this video with you all, and I'm pretty sure it is going to bring a lot of enhancement into your personality, and also it will sow some seeds of thought in your head. So today's video is going to be about the character of Mahabharat, from whom we can learn and imbibe 5 qualities to work on ourselves and can definitely help us to achieve success. I am learning along with you because these days I've been reading scriptures about Mahabharat, etc. because I also do my podcast related to the same content, and therefore this video is exclusively for you all. So stay tuned and let's get to know this character. Alright, so this wonderful character I am talking about is Arjun. Yes, Arjun. Have we ever thought, if you have an idea about our historical incidences which took place in Dwapar era, that Arjun has played a heroic role everywhere. Either it comes to warriorship in the battlefield, or it comes to a good husband, it comes to be a good student. Why? Why it was Arjun all the time? Why Gita Gyan was given to Arjun and to nobody else? Why Guru Drona's favorite student was Arjun, nobody else? The favorite grandson, the best Dhanurdhari. Why he was best in everything? Have you ever thought about it? So let's discuss the 5 qualities one by one and get to know Arjun better, and therefore we can work on us. Alright, so the first point is focus. Yes, what does focus mean? Attention, concentration, right? Now, when you talk about these aspects, what comes to your head? We definitely get dedicated towards a certain task, but it is also very important at the same time to stay focused and constant on your goal forever. Now, if you are temporarily dedicated towards a certain goal, you will never achieve it permanently because your focus is very temporary. You know what I mean? Now, let me share this beautiful, interesting story about Arjun, which will help you to understand this point in a better way. So this story is from Dwapar era, when Kauravas and Pandavas decided to take admission in the Gurukul, which was being run by Guru Drona. On the very first day of the Gurukul, Guru Drona was very smart, yeah? He was very sharp. Obviously, he was like very intelligent man of his time and good warrior as well. So he wanted to know everybody's point of view, like an opinion about a certain task. So what he did was, he made a wooden bird, he put it on the tree. And now he started calling every student one by one, and before they could target with the bow and arrow and release the arrow towards the bird's eye, he used to ask them one question each. So what do you see now? Like everybody had the different opinion. Like Duryodhan came and said, like, I don't care, I just have to hit the bird's eye and that's it. What is around, what is not, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Yudhishthir said that I can see the nest on the tree, so I have to make sure that when I release this arrow, the nest is being protected, the ants and the insects around are being protected. So he was a good king, because he took care of the society as well. But when it was Arjun's time to answer, Arjun said, I can see only a bird's eye. You know what does that mean? And that gave so much of happiness and calmness to Guru Drona, because he was like, at least there is one person who knows the importance of focus. Because bow and arrow, gunshots are such sports wherein you need an immense amount of focus. Therefore, how Guru Drona decided that Arjun will be the one warrior who he will work upon to make him the best Dhanurdhari in the world at that time in Aravarthi. So, if we learn how to become as focused as Arjun was, I think the success is not far and any assigned goal would be accomplished in a very efficient manner with full dedication, right? And that's how we learn focus from Arjun. Let's get on to the next point. As Steve Jobs said, stay foolish, stay hungry. My next point is curiosity. Guys, I am so impressed with Arjun when it comes to this particular quality because it's my personal favorite and I genuinely believe in this. That if you are not curious, if you are not hungry, how would you learn more things in your life? And that's so true. Especially in this modern era, once we are comfortable with certain thing, we do not want to come out of our comfort space because we know we are good at it. But we do not want to be best at something else which is totally opposite of the task which we are doing or probably more challenging. Think about it. If Arjun was not curious, how would we learn the Gita Gyan? Because Gita Gyan got responded by Lord Krishna because Arjun had common questions and curiosity like us to know more and more. And that's how our holy book, Holy Bhagavad Gita, got recited and we call it as the words of God. But from where those words of God and the wisdom would have come if Arjun wouldn't have been curious enough to answer and respond to such lessons which he was receiving from Lord Krishna. So I totally believe curiosity is a way to go and we all should be curious. The next point is courageous. Now Arjun was very courageous. How? I will tell it to you via this interesting story. So when Arjun was fighting against Takshak, he also challenged a Lord Indra because Lord Indra was like his godfather and he was supposed to be very powerful and strong. But Arjun was not at all worried about his actions and challenging Lord Indra because Arjun somewhere knew that he's fighting for the right cause. Therefore, he was very courageous and there are so many relevant incidences when you see and read Mahabharat. Therefore, similar to Arjun, we should also have courage to stand for right. We should have a courage to undertake any risk and challenges which life is imposing on us. And I feel the moment we start fighting our fear and we become courageous, nothing can fear us more. The next point is a very important and a relevant point when it comes to this era, which is listener. Arjun was a great listener. I will tell it to you via a relevant story. Now, when you talk about listener, if Arjun was not a great listener, he would not have got impacted by the transcendental knowledge which was imparted to him by Lord Krishna during Gita Gyan. And if he wouldn't have understood it, he wouldn't have taken his action to accomplish the dharma task which was assigned to him in the form of battle of Mahabharat. That was a great war which established righteousness at that point of time. And if he wouldn't have done that, he would not have been a great hero and a warrior of this time. And we are today learning from Arjun is only because he was a great listener. He heard always, he respected his brother's instructions. He was a great grandson because he followed his grandfather's instructions. He was very emotional because he was very attached to his mother and always being an obedient son, an obedient husband. And how this obedience come into the action? It's only because you are a great listener. Because when you listen to understand, you try to understand also the aspect of the other person who is talking to us. But talking about this modern era, we are so self-consumed and self-centered that we have forgotten to listen to people around us, to respect their opinion. And that is a problem when we talk about these major things about depression, about mental health. If you get down to the grassroots cause of these problems, it's only because we don't have people to listen to us, to understand, to empathize. the empathy is lacking. How does empathy comes? When you listen. How does understanding come? When you listen. I feel we all should be a great listener as well, and that's also a very, very predominant part of communication skills. So let's try to be like Arjun and try to be a good listener. Moving towards our final point, which is providence. Now, what is providence? Providence is an unconditional faith towards a power which is supernatural, it could be spiritual, it could be a belief in anything, but it gives you a strength to live. So, when we often pray, have we ever thought whom are we praying to? Obviously, it is a spiritual power, or we have several names and terminologies for it. But if you focus, it is one superpower we are praying to. Arjun's providence power was really high. He never assumed that whatever task he does as a person, he is the one who is doing it. He always thought that if this particular karma is being assigned to him, it is via God, and God will empower him to accomplish that particular task. Talking about Gita Gyan, why Lord Krishna only imparted this transcendental information to Arjun? Because Arjun had a capacity to attain that knowledge. Nobody else was given that imbibed knowledge. Why? It's only because Arjun was a good listener. He had full faith, because if you listen or if you read Holy Bhagavad Gita, even you can check out in my podcast, I've said it, and I think in the first episode I've mentioned this. Arjun decided when he was running deprived of conviction, he told Lord Krishna that what he's feeling and thinking, he knows it's not right as a warrior, but he is lacking that motivation to perform the assigned responsibilities and the duties. Therefore, he clearly told Lord Krishna that I know that you are enlightened and you have the power to empower the path of wisdom to me. Therefore, Arjun decided to surrender himself entirely to Lord Krishna and listen to his transcendental lessons via Bhagavad Gita. So, surrendering to a providence is very important, but these days I feel we are really lacking this important aspect because we are so connected with the materialistic powers that we forget about everything else, everything spiritual around us. And I feel thankfulness and providence are two strong feelings which will bring us closer to the universe and closer to your faith and belief. So let's make this flag of providence fly high, and let's tag it on us that we will have a faith in certain aspect when it comes to spirituality. Alright guys, moving towards the end of the video, I would like to state 2 points very clear. The first thing, you guys keep asking me and DMing me that why being an Indian, I don't make a video in Hindi. Having said that, as much as pride I take to be an Indian and also in my language, I also take pride in our tradition and culture, because when it comes to Indian culture and Indian tradition, we are diverse and beautifully rich. So when I speak in English, and I also don't live in India, so a lot of communities I hang out with and a lot of people who are around me are probably sometimes like non-Indians. So when you speak in English, it is easier for you to spread your culture and tradition with the same intention to the people who are not from your own home country. बट इसका मतलब बिल्कुल ये नहीं है कि आई कांट स्पीक इन इंग्लिश. मैं बहुत अच्छी हिंदी बोल सकती हूँ. मैं खुद लखनऊ से हूँ तो मुझे आती है हिंदी, मतलब हिंदी तो मेरी पहली ज़ुबान है. फिर उर्दू भी, स्पीक एवरीथिंग. बट आई ट्राई टू स्टिक टू इंग्लिश स्पेशली व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट सच ग्रेट टॉपिक्स लाइक स्पिरिचुअलिज्म एक्सेट्रा. देयरफॉर आई चूज़ इंग्लिश एज अ लैंग्वेज. बट कभी ऐसा टॉपिक आया वेर इन आई डोंट नीड टू स्पीक इंग्लिश, आई विल नॉट स्पीक इंग्लिश. बट ये प्यारे प्यारे टॉपिक्स ना, इट शुड रीच everybody around the corner of the world, right? That is the intention. Secondly, I hope you learned something from this video. See, I'm not also a teacher, I'm a learner as well along with you all, but I always feel the knowledge is retained and it's not imparted, it gets rusted, right? And therefore I share these important aspects of spirituality with you. Sometimes I'm not a very great something. I am also like you, just like you, the way you are working and coming back home and missing family, like same emotions. But I try to share my feelings and my aspects of life with you all, and therefore I make videos on YouTube. Last May, I just want to say this much, that support positive videos in your life instead of getting into negative scammy videos. Like the scandals and the scams are so high these days, and they also succeed because they play with your emotion and then they imbibe followers and subscribers, which is not really a good thing which is happening. And yeah, I feel we should support good videos, we should support positive videos from which you can learn. Videos like Beer Biceps, Vedant, Rusty, I really adore their content. And yeah, I hope you all will like this video, and I will see you soon in the next videos. Till then, like, comment, share and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and podcast, and love you all. Ciao, hasta la vista.